Have you ever wondered what happens when you completely vanish from someone's life? I'm not talking about taking a step back, but truly disappearing. No texts, no calls, no contact at all. What would they really feel when you're gone? In today's world, where people often think they can take others for granted, let's change the script. Disappear, and I promise their world will crumble. Welcome to a video you won't want to miss. If you've ever been in a relationship or situation where someone took you for granted, this video is for you. We're diving into a powerful concept today, what they really feel when you simply vanish from their life. I'll break down 10 intense emotional stages they go through when you disappear. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is walk away and never look back. If you're ready to know your worth and make them miss you like never before, drop a comment below saying, "I'm done being an option." By the end of this, you won't ever be one again. Stick around to the very end for a bonus 10th emotional stage. They'll feel something you definitely don't want to miss. Now let's get started. Number 1, the sting of rejection. This is where it all begins. They never expected you to vanish, at least not completely. In their mind, you were always going to be there. You were the one who made the effort, planned and cared. You were their constant until you weren't. When you disappear, it hits them like a brick they never saw coming. You've probably heard the phrase, "You don't know what you have until it's gone." That's exactly what happens when you vanish. When you remove yourself from their life, it's not just about the physical absence. It's about taking away everything you represented, the comfort, validation, and constant availability. They feel rejected, but it's a deep personal sting. For the first time, they realize they don't have control over you. People tend to treat those who are always around like a safety net. You become an option, not a priority. When you vanish, you pull that safety net away, and that's when panic sets in. They thought they could take you for granted, but now they're left wondering how they lost control. It's especially painful when you've been emotionally available because they took your love and presence for granted, assuming you'd always be there. Here's the thing. To make them feel the sting of rejection, don't give them any warning. Don't say you're leaving. Don't give ultimatums or ask for their attention. Just go silent. When you disappear without an explanation, it hits them harder. It forces them to reflect. But it also shows them you're done being disrespected. When you walk away, don't look back. Let them deal with the consequences. Number 2, the void of missing you. Once the sting of rejection settles, a new feeling arises: emptiness. They never thought they'd miss you, but now they feel the void. It's not just any void, it's the kind that gnaws at them. Their daily routine is the same, but something is missing. That's when they realize you were the one who added meaning to their life. You brought energy, warmth, and emotional stability, and now everything feels dull without you. They might try to fill the void with someone else or distract themselves with work or friends, but it's never the same. You brought something unique to their life, something no one else can replicate. The void grows bigger with every passing day. They begin to miss the small things, the conversations, the laughter, the way you made them feel understood. They might have thought they could do better or that you'd always be around, but now they realize what they lost. Make sure to disappear in a way that makes it impossible for them to reach you. Block them on social media, delete their number, and ensure they can't casually check in. The more they realize they can't contact you, the deeper the void becomes. Let them feel the absence. People don't appreciate what they have until it's gone. Number 3, overwhelming curiosity. By now, they're deep in the void, and curiosity kicks in. They start obsessing over your life, where you are, who you're with, what you're doing. You've become a mystery, and there's nothing more unsettling than not knowing what's going on with someone you were once close to. In the age of social media, this stage is even more intense. They'll check your Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, anything to get a glimpse of what you're up to. But here's the catch. You've gone dark. No updates, no stories, no posts, nothing. And that drives them crazy. They can't handle the unknown, so they become fixated on finding answers. They might reach out to mutual friends or ask about you, but they won't admit they care. Curiosity is powerful, and the less they know, the more they'll want to know. Let them imagine you with someone else, living a better life without them. Every time they check their phone and find nothing, that curiosity will turn into obsession. You hold the power now. Silence is your weapon. Number 4, deep self-reflection. Now they start to reflect on themselves. They ask hard questions. Was I too distant? Did I push them away? Regret sets in, and it's a tough pill to swallow. When you disappear, you force them to confront their mistakes. Without you around to smooth things over, they have to face their actions. They'll replay every interaction in their mind, remembering how they ignored your texts, brushed off your feelings, and made you feel like an afterthought. It hits them hard because deep down, they know they had something good, but they took it for granted. Now, they're stuck with their own thoughts, and the only person they can blame is themselves. This is powerful because they can't blame you anymore. The self-reflection becomes deeper with time, and they'll start wishing they could turn back the clock. But by then, it's too late. Number 5, the urge to pursue you. After enough self-reflection, something changes inside them. They go from questioning themselves to wanting you back. Now they're the ones pursuing you. They might send texts like, "I've been thinking about you," or like your old posts on Instagram, hoping for a response. They'll even send late-night messages, hoping to rekindle things. The tables have turned, and now they're the ones chasing you. You don't need to respond, and in fact you shouldn't. Let them feel the desperation. The more they pursue, the more they'll realize they've lost control. Silence is still your strongest tool. Let them chase, but don't reward their efforts. The moment you respond, you give up your power. Number 6, the battle between relief and regret. When you first disappear, they might feel a sense of relief, like they've been freed from the situation. But that's an illusion. The regret starts creeping in once they're alone, and they realize that freedom without you is empty. They thought they could replace you with distractions, but they quickly learn that they can't. Let them feel the regret. Don't rush back in when they start feeling it. They'll soon realize that the people they tried to replace you with can't compare to what you brought into their life. Number 7, the desire to play the game. Once regret sets in, they try to regain control. They start playing games, acting distant, posting photos with other people, or making it look like they've moved on. But you're not playing anymore. You've outgrown the games. When they see you no longer care or engage, that drives them crazy. Don't respond to their manipulative tactics. Ignore their posts, their cryptic messages, and their attempts to provoke a reaction. The moment you stop playing is the moment they lose all control. Number 8, the crushing weight of silence. Silence is a powerful tool when you disappear. The absence of your presence speaks louder than any words could. They'll sit with their own thoughts, wondering if they've lost you for good. The silence becomes torturous for them, and every minute without a word from you feels like an eternity. Don't break the silence. Let them feel the weight of their own actions. Your absence will make them realize that losing you is far worse than any argument. Number 9, the fear that brings them crawling back. Now comes the fear. They realize they might have lost you for good. The idea of you being with someone else consumes their thoughts. They'll do anything to get you back, even if it means apologizing, begging, or showing up at your door. But by the time they feel that fear, you've already moved on. You've found your strength and independence, and their fear is too late. Don't give them a second chance just because they're afraid. Number 10, the realization of emotional independence. Finally, they realize your emotional independence. You're not just walking away from them, you're walking toward your own freedom. You no longer need their validation, and that realization hits them hard. They'll see that you've outgrown them, and you no longer need them to feel complete. This is where the tables turn for good. You've broken free from the cycle of validation, and now their opinion means nothing. Own your emotional independence and don't go back to the old ways. They need to learn that you're not an option to be taken for granted.